The first time you come across Sophie Turner on your screen, it doesn't feel like you're just looking at another Instagram fashion influencer. It feels like you've stumbled into a quiet moment of confidence, a frame where style, self-belief, and purpose all breathe together. There is a certain calm power in the way she carries herself, a presence that doesn't shout for attention but earns it naturally. Her story is not just about clothes, photos, or trends. It is about evolution, resilience, and the courage to become visible in a world that constantly asks you to fit into boxes. And before we go any further, if you love discovering the real stories behind rising fashion icons, confidence-driven models, and inspiring digital creators, take a moment to subscribe to Sweet Models World, where every story is crafted to motivate, uplift, and remind you that greatness often begins quietly. Sophie Turner's journey into the world of fashion influencing did not begin with overnight fame or viral moments. Like many creative spirits, her early life was shaped by observation, curiosity, and a deep appreciation for aesthetics. Growing up, she was drawn to textures, colors, and silhouettes long before she ever understood the business side of fashion. Clothing was never just fabric to her. It was a language. It was a way of expressing mood, strength, softness, rebellion, and elegance all at once. Even as a young girl, she understood that style could be both armor and art, a way to stand tall even when the world felt overwhelming. Her early years were marked by a sense of duality. On one hand, Sophie was introspective, thoughtful, and observant. On the other, she carried a quiet ambition that pushed her to explore beyond what was familiar. She watched the rise of social media, not as a passive consumer, but as someone who sensed opportunity. Instagram, in particular, became a canvas. While others saw a platform for fleeting attention, Sophie saw a space where storytelling could exist visually, where personal identity and fashion could merge into something meaningful. In the beginning, her posts were simple, almost understated. There were no elaborate productions or curated perfection. Instead, there was authenticity. Sophie shared outfits that reflected her personality at that moment, sometimes minimalist, sometimes bold, sometimes experimental. She learned through trial and error, studying light, angles, composition, and the subtle emotional impact of an image. Each post was a lesson. Each caption was a small window into her mindset. Slowly, people began to notice not just what she wore, but how she wore it. There was confidence without arrogance, elegance without detachment. As her following grew, so did her understanding of responsibility. Sophie realized that being visible meant being influential, whether she intended it or not. She became mindful of the messages she was sending, especially to young women who looked up to her. Fashion, for her, was no longer just about looking good. It became a tool for empowerment. She spoke through visuals about self-acceptance, body confidence, and the freedom to redefine beauty on one's own terms. The rise to recognition was gradual but steady. Brands began to take notice of her unique aesthetic and her ability to connect authentically with her audience. Unlike influencers who relied solely on trends, Sophie focused on timelessness. She blended modern fashion with classic elements, creating looks that felt current yet enduring. Her collaborations reflected her values. She gravitated toward brands that emphasized quality, sustainability, and individuality rather than fast consumption. This approach set her apart in a crowded digital space. Behind the polished images, however, was a woman navigating doubt, pressure, and the constant comparison culture of social media. Sophie has often alluded to the mental challenges that come with public visibility. The expectation to always be on, to constantly produce, to measure worth through likes and engagement is not easy. There were moments when she questioned her path, moments when the noise became too loud. But instead of retreating, she chose reflection. She learned to set boundaries, to step back when needed, and to reconnect with the reason she started in the first place. Her content evolved as she evolved. What once focused heavily on outfits began to include glimpses of her lifestyle, her routines, and her inner world. She shared moments of stillness, creativity, and growth. This shift resonated deeply with her audience. People didn't just follow Sophie Turner for fashion inspiration anymore. They followed her for perspective, for the reminder that success does not require losing yourself, and that growth is allowed to be nonlinear. Sophie's influence extended beyond Instagram feeds into the broader fashion conversation. She became a symbol of modern femininity, where strength and softness coexist. Her modeling work reflected this balance. Whether in editorial-style shoots or brand campaigns, she brought an emotional depth that elevated the visuals. She didn't just pose, she communicated. Each image told a story, often subtle, sometimes powerful, always intentional. What truly defines Sophie Turner's biography is not the numbers or the partnerships, but the philosophy behind her journey. She believes that style is an extension of self-respect, that how you present yourself can be an act of self-love. She encourages her followers to dress for themselves, not for approval, to experiment, to fail, to rediscover. Her message is clear. Confidence is not about perfection. It is about authenticity. As her platform expanded, Sophie became more vocal about personal development. She spoke about discipline, consistency, and patience as the real foundations of success. She reminded her audience that behind every effortless image is effort. Behind every achievement is persistence. This honesty strengthened her credibility and deepened the connection with her community. In the fashion industry, where trends shift rapidly, Sophie Turner chose to anchor herself in values rather than algorithms. This decision allowed her to maintain relevance without compromising integrity. She understood that true influence is built over time, through trust and consistency. Her career trajectory reflects this understanding. Each step feels intentional, each collaboration aligned, each evolution organic. Sophie's story also highlights the power of self-belief. She did not come from a place of guaranteed access or instant recognition. She built her presence piece by piece, learning as she went, adapting without losing her core. For aspiring models and influencers, her journey serves as a blueprint that emphasizes substance over spectacle. It shows that you do not need to be loud to be impactful, nor perfect to be admired. Today, Sophie Turner stands as a respected figure in the Instagram fashion influencer space. Her name is associated with elegance, mindfulness, and quiet confidence. She continues to inspire through her work, reminding her audience that fashion can be meaningful, that influence can be responsible, and that success can be rooted in self-awareness. As you reflect on her story, consider what it represents beyond the visuals. It is a reminder that your journey does not have to mirror anyone else's, that your pace is valid, that your voice matters, even if it starts as a whisper. Sophie Turner's biography is not just about a model or an influencer. It is about becoming, about choosing growth over fear, purpose over pressure, and authenticity over expectation. If this story resonated with you, if it sparked something within you, or if you simply enjoy discovering the deeper journeys behind today's fashion icons, make sure you stay connected with Sweet Models World. Every story here is crafted to inspire, motivate, and remind you that behind every image is a human story worth telling.